Good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to day 4. First note that I would like to share is I actually naturally re-added one of the goals that I took off of yesterday. From my list of goals, I have 5 goals in my life. Something I learned from a gentleman named Craig Klickner, who was one of the gentlemen that I was fortunate to study from in the BWW Amway experience. Broke down life into what he called the 5 F's. So hopefully I hit this right for you guys. We had family, faith, finances, fun, and fitness. Family, faith, finances, fun, and fitness. That's really how he broke down his life. Those are great categories to me as well. I do have a family goal. I do have a financial goal. I do have a fun goal, discussing the locations that I want to travel. I have a fitness goal that discusses my ideal weight, my vertical jump, my body fat. And I have a faith goal. The faith goal that I write down every day currently is whatever you wish next. And by that, I'm just giving the universe my life and saying, hey, whatever you wish next, I'm down for it. Let's go on the journey. I know that the next exciting opportunity of my life is right on that other side of fear. So be willing to open up that door and walk through it. Speaking of opening doors, this is just a small side note. Really unique conception on death as I was listening to a Dr. Wayne Dyer audio. And he talked about how understanding that death is merely a transition, closing one door and going into the next. Thought that was a unique perspective. It's really important not to judge ourselves. If I judge myself compared to the way that Dr. Dyer was speaking at age, what was it, 72? It's a lot of years of experience gap there. About 40 years or so, a little less. 28, 40. I don't know. We're not going to do morning math right now. However, say 30, 40 years, that's going to make a difference in the way that you're able to think. Wow, that was over 40 years. That'd be 44 years from 28 to 72. That is crazy. So I actually started my next book. Super excited. It is called Walk in Their Shoes by Jim Zylokowski. I apologize, Jim, if that's not correct. And I am confident that this is the owner of Build On that wrote this book. Yep, started the nonprofit Build On. So I just cracked it open. I'm about 10 pages deep. And my buddy Paul Nelson, shout out to Paul and his brand Create, decided to connect with this organization and fund a school in Guatemala. And I recently decided to begin joining in the process. As soon as I found out about it, I donated a small amount of money to me towards his cause. Oh, it wasn't a small amount of money to me. It was a decent amount of money, but really, in the grand scheme, a small amount of money. And just wanted to be supportive. Paul's an amazing guy. He's such a cool dude and on such a beautiful spiritual and awakened path that I went to go hang out with him at something called a Waking Up Weekend, which was more of a spiritual retreat And he's someone that is living a life of service to others. So to be involved with something that he's working on is an honor and truly special. So this gentleman, Jim, from what I've read so far, grew up Catholic. Mom went to college but was a stay-at-home mom. I don't remember what Dad did for his profession. However, Dad was someone that really lived his faith. And Jim ended up taking that along with him to college and ended up falling into a life of adventure. And this is where I'm kind of at right now. That's where I just stopped. So what I'm really excited to implement from this book is multiple pieces. However, the one piece that really stuck with me last night as I cracked open the book was he discussed how his mom would take him to nursing homes and that it was important to go hang out with individuals that don't have anyone, and they would hang out with this woman that was essentially nonverbal and wheelchair bound, and how deep life is and how important it is to really be there for people and care about people and love each other. I'm truly moving into a phase of cooperation over competition. It is my belief that if we chose to cooperate together, we could create a beautiful utopia rather than competing against each other. Business is all about winning and competing, and it really doesn't have to be like that. The world can be a cooperative place. Because why not? Both of them are getting you to the same end goal. The end goal is to create the best finished product. So why not just cooperate with each other to do that? So this really made me feel about my relationship with the youth and my relationship with my students. And there are plenty of days where I take my role as a physical education teacher for granted. One thing I can guarantee you is that every day I'm going to come in there and I'm going to give those kids positive energy and I'm going to give them respect. However, I haven't always done my best in terms of really digging deep and getting to know them on an individual level or participating with them in all the games rather than just kind of chilling back, letting them play. And I think there's give and take, but I just know that I could have always done more. So it's really my message for the day is be present with what you're doing and give your all. Give the best that you can. Really 2 points off that. The first one, a lot of people are scared to give their all because they feel like, well, then I'm going to be too tired. Well, I tell you what, whether you gave your all in a day and went to bed and woke up the next morning tired because you only had 4 or 5 hours of sleep, or you gave your all, or you didn't give your all, and you went home and you watched TV and you had your drinks and you go to bed and you wake up 7 hours later, but you're still tired because you're uninspired, either way, you're tired. And truthfully, most likely, the first person that gave their all, they're inspired, so they're going to be less tired than the person that is uninspired waking up, even though the person that's uninspired technically got more rest. And that's because life is not about rest. Life is about giving. One of my favorite poems that I've learned from Dr. Dyer is, after all these years, the sun has never asked anything in return from the earth. And what does a love like that do? It lights up the whole sky. Your life is about giving. Life gives you every day. Life gives you air to breathe. Life gives you a body to move. Life gives you ears to hear. Life gives you water to drink. Life is always giving. Always, always giving and ask nothing in return. So what's the best thing that we could do with our life? give it away. Give service, give service, give service, because what you give is what you receive. That's a big mindset that we're missing in today's society, is understanding that giving is the most important part of the receiving process, because you can't receive until you've given. For a farmer, what you keep, you lose, and what you lose, you keep. Because if they keep their seeds in their hand and they never lose them to the soil, they'll never grow a crop. But if they lose their seeds from their hand and give them to the soil, they'll grow a crop, and the crop is always more than what you gave. So life is about giving. I'm falling short on the second point that I wanted to share previously, so clearly it was meant to let go. And I'll probably wrap up there for today, to be honest. So I wish everybody a beautiful and restful and peaceful, yet productive and positive and confident day. Look forward to catching up tomorrow. Have a great one.